boo-boos. So, oh, hello, nearly dropped my phone. I won't be able to see any of the messages. Let's have a look. Hi, John, Cal, and Leah. Cal, that's great. Working and lurking, that's fine. Because after all, that's what I'm doing. So I didn't announce that I was going to be going live. So I just have to hope that a few people other than yourselves see me. If not, it's just us, which is fine. Just a little work along.
Ready? Wow. Mia,
I'm in my own ads. Let's just turn my ad down. Okay, so I'm on this darker row now. I lost my hook, so I'm hoping that this doesn't make too much of a difference, because the only one I could find was half size bigger. Well, obviously the last time I had it was in here, so I don't know where it's gone. Bit annoying. Oh well. Happens to us all. So if I miss anyone coming in, I apologise. But I will hopefully see it as we go. And yeah. What am I doing? Oh yeah. It hasn't been that long this time since I worked on it. I ought to not forget. Excuse me a sec. Let's get this corner underway. And I'll have a little look, because I think someone's come in. God, it's so big. It's really annoying to try and move it round now. My sister! My actual real one. Hi, Pat. Well, she's Trisha to me. I can't call her Pat. Mimi. Oh, no, Mima. I thought it was Mimi Cat. Do for a minute. It's Angela. Hi, and Sonia. Jane! Woo-woo! Watching as you parcel 2 things up for the post office. At least you got some. Hi, Gumdrop. Forever. Hello. Wow, that's a lot of people, considering I didn't announce it. Just bear with me a sec. I've got to fiddle a bit because I've got to take my boots off. I've got Uggs on and they're like very, very warm. Oh, hang on. Now they're in the way. So here they are. Look, they're cute little Uggs. One over there. One over there. Otherwise, it gets in the way of everything. Ah, that's better, because I fully imagine that working on this is going to get really hot. Hair's gone a bit straight. Hey, Dayon, welcome. And you actually waved back. Bless her. My sister is a bit of a technological dinosaur, you know. She's my older sister, after all. Bless her. Oh, did you ever sort out that little contrast thing? Because the other day they had this contrast sort of screen notice come up on there, and nothing they did got rid of it. And she rang me and sort of tried to pick my brains on it, but it's been a long time since I had a Windows computer, and the only thing I could suggest, well, I don't think they'd already tried it. So I'm making a blanket as we go. Now, this is Gary's blanket. It's a bit on the large side, but he wanted me to make this enormous, wanted me to really big. So it got kind of put by the wayside. And a few, especially Jane, but a few of my subscribers kept saying, you know, get on with it. So I thought I'd do a live stream. Victoria! You're crocheting Harley's blanket as well. That's cool. You're 70 in a little while. So it's still not gone. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have a look into it. If anybody else knows, she's got, I think it was Windows Vista, wasn't it? Windows Vista. And this little thing has come up to change, you know, like if you're changing your contrast. Excuse me, I've got itchy nose. I just had loads of inhalers and stuff because I was wheezing. Yeah, that's come up on the screen. I'm just trying to move the gigantic yarn ball with my feet. Sorry. That's better. I like things symmetrical. Anyway, and it's this little box has appeared, and it just does not want to go. It doesn't want to go. And I don't know. I tried the Control Alt Delete thing. What else was it I suggested? Oh, pressing the F buttons, pressing the Control and the F buttons, but it's still there. I wonder if it's a virus, you know, like some of those ones that put a message on the screen that won't go. Maybe. Hi, Connie. Welcome. Dion's working on a Lost Soul shawl. I've not really seen that one, I don't think. So when you do, just send me a picture. Jesse says good morning. He's very excited that oh, to share a birthday. Is it his birthday as well? Hi Tracy. Good afternoon. Freezing cold. You need the blanket. Yeah, that's why Gary's. Well, see, Gary didn't nag me. He just mentioned it in passing a few times, but because everybody else kept saying, you know, get on with it, and you know, where's Gary's blanket, and have you done it yet, and get it out and do this blanket, he started to sort of catch on that he could nag me about it. So I'm doing live streams, which means, you know, I have to do it because I'm sitting there with you guys. I actually have to do it. But he's very bored at work today. He got all his stuff done and he's bored. Margie, hi, I haven't seen you for ages. I was going to message you the other day. I thought, I haven't heard from Margie and I wonder how she is. Don't forget the thumbs, guys. And yeah, so how are you getting on? Wow. See, I tried to get on at different times, but I've got a yarn of the week popping up a bit later. So I thought I would not try and clash with my own video. But, you know. And plus I've got something on. My sister will not believe this. I still haven't used my Ninja. And last time I went to see her, she had the newer version of my Ninja and cook stuff in it. And well, I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it out. I'm gonna like figure it out how to do it. Well, I figured it out now, sort of. Mine is a 9-in-1, and you don't have to change the lid as such. The lid stays pert, which I thought you had to take it off, but you don't. You just put another one, open that one, then put another one on. So I was going to do little roasted potatoes underneath steak. Gary messaged me saying, I bought steak for later and chips. I thought, oh, I was going to do that. Well, kind of. In this Ninja. I was going to do it for the first time. Hi, Sonia. Working on a cardigan made up of 74 sunflower granny squares. Wow. I bet that'll be pretty. I made a sunflower granny square once. There was somebody was, oh, this is a tragic story, but it was on the news and they made a documentary about it. And the strangest thing was, we were there and wondered why we couldn't get into this car park back when Gary and I wanted to see something at the cinema that wasn't on at Cineworld, because that's where we used to go, and we had to go to an Odeon. So we went over to Medway, kind of, they've got like a little park, kind of retail park sort of thing, and they've got an Odeon there. So we went over there, and we couldn't park or anything, so we just left. But apparently this girl had been stabbed in her car by her, well, kind of ex, and he was stalking her. And anyway, obviously she died. And one of the places where I used to work, they were all friends of hers, and they set this charity, and because she loves sunflowers, its symbol was sunflowers, and they do like a fun day every year to raise money for probably some charity that's linked to her. I don't know. I wouldn't really work there very long, but I made this square and I said, oh, I'll make a blanket of these squares. But for some reason, I think it might have been lockdowns and everything else, it didn't happen that year, so I never did it. That lovely sound is the sound of the cat. Slowly healing, physically, mentally, spiritually, trying to get back to yourself. Oh, thank you, Margie. Hi, Katrina. Good morning to you. I know it's not morning here, but it is where you are. Did I say hello to Sonia? Yes, I did, because I read your squares. Normally, I see a big screen in... I think Gary might be here. Either that. because it's definitely not the cat. She's finished. I might get a waft in a second. I might get a dirty bomb. It's gone very quiet out there. Oh, okay. You can come and say hello if you want. It is Gary. You can come and say hello if you want. Well, you can. No, I know. Gazza, are you having tea? You might make me one. Well, you never know. If you don't try, don't get, right? He brought the shopping to put in there so it wouldn't go off, because it's quite sunny out and that beats down on the car. It's been a weird day. I've had the heating on and then I turned it off and I got really cold again. And I went out the caravan and got really cold. Well, Yarnavan. He might come in, you never know. He might be shy. He's in his work gear. God, this is so big. It's really hard to work on it. It'll only get worse. I thought that couldn't possibly be fluffy, all that rustling. I thought if it's a cat, it's a big one. Rummaging around. Let's hope he doesn't do anything embarrassing, like sniff really loud or blow off or something. You never know. You won't know it can carry. Never does anything quietly, does Gary? It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Just checking. So, what have you all been up to? I've had a busy day. I did my morning video and then I got up early and then I did the washing, hung it all up to dry and everything else. And then what else did I do? Made another video, which was the yarn of the week one, and emptied that litter tray that she's just christened for me, hoovered up, cleaned a bit of the bathroom, only a bit. I don't get like strain myself, do too much. I had to charge up the hoover first before I could do any of that. Oh, and sorted all my orders out and labels and stuff like that, ready to post off tomorrow. So yeah, been a busy day so far. He still hasn't come in. I keep thinking he might, but he might be feeling a bit on the shy side. I'll have to see. I wonder where that hook went. It's really annoying. It's red. You can't miss it. So I'm using my favourite hook, which is the Tulip Etimo Red. I love these. These are so, well, they're just so much better than all. I mean, the other tulips were really good, but the red ones, they're just brilliant. You know what I've noticed though? When I first started my shop, Hobbybox, which is www.hobbybox.co.uk. When I first started that, I thought that I would sell loads more of the clover hooks. So I bought sets of clovers because everybody raved about clover and more. And I bought these sets and I've not sold those. I did sell a few, but nowhere near as much as Tulip. So I think that they've taken over as our favourite hooks, because I don't sell hardly any of those. I've still got the sets. I might have to like reduce them to get rid of them because it's just not going anywhere. But these things I'm ordering all the time. Okay, hi Linda. You placed your first order and you can't wait for it to arrive? Yes, it's going to be, they're collecting it tomorrow. Yeah, post office are going to come and collect it. How about that? Door-to-door service. Well, I figured, why not? So how are you all? What else have you been doing other than the bits and pieces of crochet you told me? I know a couple of you are kind of working and lurking. I think Gary might have gone. Either that or he's tiptoeing around in case I embarrass him. Make him come in. But I do think he went back to the car. I haven't heard it start up yet, though. Unless he didn't turn it off, of course. We're getting there. It kind of like looks really splayed out until you put the darker row in. You're knitting on your sweater. 2 parcels wrapped and 1 roll equals 1 roll of sellotape. Do you tape as sounds like you tape worse than I do. I didn't think that was possible to tape worse than I do. I had to undo one of them. I taped it so much, and I wanted to change the packaging because I wasn't particularly happy with the package. So I thought, oh, I'll undo that. And it wasn't until I had to undo it that I realised just how awful it must be for people who get those kind of parcels, that they've got to get in somehow. I mean, I've had it happen to me when I've ordered stuff. But yeah, so this time round, it's a much neater parcel. And you can, although there is tape on the vulnerable bits, it's not kind of one big mass of tape. But I use proper parcel tape, and I buy the great big reels of clear so that I can go over address labels. But now I'm getting the post office to bring them, like their own sticky labels, because you can either print them out or they can bring them with you. So I'm like, oh, bring them then. Maybe it's still here. So yeah, that's what I've done. It's my first experiment with that tomorrow. And we've got to stay in anyway, because I've got a feeling that tomorrow's the day they're bringing the freezer, which will be cool. 3 actually in the corners. Gary? Oh, you are still here?
I don't want nothing.
No, I said you're still here.
What?
Are you making tea?
No.
No?
We've been working, you should make me tea.
I'm busy chatting to everybody. Can't get the men, can you? I can't really moan, all he does for me. But I hear the kettle going on now. Gary doesn't say these things in seriousness. He just likes to joke with me and wind me up. Well, I'm really pleased with this blanket. I like it. It's just, I wish he'd asked for a smaller one. Just a little bit smaller would have been nice. Let's move the ball. I hadn't planned on making one that big, but he does want it to sort of cover us both when we watch TV. Mary, you're working on what? Oh no, sorry, you're good morning. It's because it's small. Haven't used your new hooks yet. Well, they are kind of small ones, those. I gave her some for Christmas. So yeah, don't forget thumb ears if you haven't just come in. Ow, elbow. I've got a little bit of mail today as well. Didn't get very much in the post, but I did get some more of my happy mail, the ones that I ordered, and I can open them and show you. I decided to make stitch markers. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, decided to make stitch markers, and so I ordered lots more of these because I love them. They're the yarn balls. At least they're not as hard to get into as the other packets, I don't think, although they just seem to be defeating me right at this moment. There must be a way in. They've turned it over and over on itself, and they've achieved what I achieved through taping without taping. There we go. There's a little bag within a bag, that's why. Now what? I know they've done it for safety reasons, but still. And that reminds me, I keep forgetting to order more organza bags. Yeah, these. So these got like yarn written on them. They're gorgeous. I love these. They're my favourite stitch markers. So I'll be making some of those. And I just realised that I've probably got way more danglies. I have stuff to dangle them on. So I'll have to get some more of those. I saw some messages come in. Hello, Pat. Good morning from Dallas, Texas. Don't forget the thummy. Good to see you. Right, let's get back stuck in to this. But yeah, so far I've got, oops, nearly pulled it out. I've got some yarn balls, quite a lot of those. I've got little made with love hearts, and I've got some that are all different crafting things. Like you've got one that's a little sewing machine, and I showed them the other day on my Happy Mail, but then I ordered those and I've got those come afterwards, but they're only the same as the ones that I ordered, really. Just wanted more of them because I figured it won't take long before they're gone. I ordered some that were completed, you see, and I thought, oh, I've got loads of those, but when you put them in people's orders, and it doesn't take long before they're just all gone. I don't know whether to sort of sell them as well or not, just make them for gifts or make them to sell. What do you think? What should I do? Oh, Jan, you've got to go. Going to the post office. Get them to come to you. That's what I say. Mind you, it's probably nice to get out sometimes. And so thanks for coming. And I'll see you soon. Oh, so yeah. It's a bit monotonous, this blanket, but at the same time, it would be good if I would. It's one of those that is good for watching TV. Not that I do it while I'm watching TV, because that's why I've had to do it for live streams, because I've just been leaving it, and I've lost count how long I've left this. No wonder the yarn's getting tight. It was under my foot. And how did it get round my leg? Oh, hang on. I'm in a bit of a pickle. How did it get round my leg? It's just no, it's probably round this one. It's such a mess. See what I mean? It's hard to manoeuvre it because it's so big, and it probably just sent the ball around and round. Oh dear. Get tied up. Need rescuing. Hi, Suzanne. Welcome. Newbies, don't forget the thummies. Here he comes. Say hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Silly sausage. Silly sausage.
Look, you want me, go there?
You can come and pop your head in if you want.
There's no there.
Well, you don't really need to be.
Hello.
Such a silly. Sorry. Here's a Wally. So, yeah. Bless him. Very special. Oh, this thing is just so big. Right, we've got a major job to manoeuvre it when you need to turn. I'm getting near the corner. Now it's on the yarn. Oh, there we go. Free. I bet everyone's saying hello, Gary. Here we go. Hi, Gary. Cute. I don't know about that. Bless him. He's very special. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to start making these stitch markers. And I need to find my other pair of pliers so I can hold it while I close it, sort of thing. But the last time I tried anything remotely like it, I couldn't see it. Couldn't see a thing. But I found all of the glasses. These are just those reading glasses thing you get in the cheap shops, you know, like Poundland or whatever. So yeah, I've got plenty of those. Might have to get one of those magnifier lights. I've got one that Gary actually bought me one of those. I felt he bought one for his mum when she had to read stuff, and I thought, and then he bought one for me. I thought, what's he trying to say? You're old now, you need one of these. Bye, Sonia. Thanks for coming. Well, I'll keep checking to see if I've got to say hello to, and if I miss anybody, then I do apologise. I don't mean to. It's just that I've got to get on with this blanket. Once I've done this one, I'm going to try and find some of my other whips that need finishing, because it's a good way to get them done. I never used to make videos where I crocheted online. You can't really see me doing it because I haven't aimed it down far enough, but yeah, I used to watch some where people made stuff. It's quite cute, but I kind of hold it too far down for you to see it. I just look like I'm fiddling with something. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know why I didn't do making. People always used to say to me, you know, have you ever thought of making anything, like doing a live stream while you make something? I'm like, no. But here we are. This blanket is really warm. It's way too warm. The last time I made a giant, well, it wasn't even that big, but a big blanket, I gave it to my sister. Oh no, and I did make that chevron one, which is quite big, but it wasn't like this. This is just, I'm gonna get really hot. Probably need the fan on while I make this. Hi Jeannie, good morning. And Jacqueline, just popped in while you're eating lunch. Cheese omelette, Slim and World friendly. Nice one. Well, don't forget the fummies. I'm going to be starting my diet soon, but it won't be Slim and World this time. I'm going to be doing some low carbing, I decided, this time around. Can always go back to the Slim and World a little later if I want to, but for now I'm going to go on with a bit of low carb. We've got a helicopter, if you can hear a loud rumbling. It's either that or they're doing the road. Might be their digger moving about. Well, they probably do the road now, my luck, and you'll hear the clunk clunk banger, wah, or you know, that sort of stuff. Sorry. What stitch am I using for my blanket? Well, it's a tutorial I did a little while ago, and I call it the box granny because they look like they're squares. That's obviously the back. Oh, the sound of Gary flushing the loo. How lovely. But yeah, so it's kind of, I call it the box granny because it's a modern day granny stitch, but it doesn't go into, you know, when you do granny, it goes into the holes between. This doesn't, it follows, so they like boxes on top of boxes. So I called it the box granny. But it is a tutorial on my channel. I've got a right-handed one and a left-handed one. And I've got stuck again. What's it called? I can't remember. But if any of my moderators would like to maybe find it and put the link up, that would be fantastic. Oh no, now my ball's gone under the chair. Oh well. Hopefully it won't get in the muddle under there. This is the good round. This one, you sail round with this one because it's just this little in-betweeny bit. I like this round quick. The other one gets a bit tedious because there's lots of stitches. I should have shut the door, shouldn't I? Hear all the house noises now. No more peace and quiet. Bless him. Oh, I feel a bit antisocial when I do this. I think it's the kind of the thing that I'm doing it for, but it makes me feel antisocial because I can't see what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I missed it. You have a lot of watching to do to catch up on all my videos. You do. I've done hundreds since I last saw your name pop up. But I forgive you. You have had a lot to contend with. And I hope that, you know, you're getting through it. There's nothing worse. So, you know the mail. I said the other day that Royal Mail said they weren't going to deliver us any mail anymore until the road was done. Well, the very next day they delivered mail. I was a bit confused by that. and today. So, but I did ring them at the time and said that they're going to do the road. And they said, oh, well, can you get them to, once they've done it, give us a call and we'll come and inspect it. I said, okay. But I know a lot of other people rang from this road as well. And they must have thought about it and decided to deliver our mail. But, oh well. It was a bit of a shock to get that letter, I must admit. So hopefully they'll keep the road up to scratch now. Well, they're the ones that are kind of, the people with the lorries are the ones destroying it. So, you know, it's only right that they keep it up to scratch. Going to go back to Slimming World on Saturday. No! Oh, I don't know whether to start before we go for that meal or after. I feel like, well, if I'm going there, I might as well do it after. But, oh, it's going to be really hard for me to say this. Kara, I know, it should be Cara for me, but, you know, she's American and she doesn't like Cara. Anyway, she'll be doing keto, and so I'd be in good company. I'd be able to do it. But then again, I'm going for a meal, you know. I feel like I should get that done and then start. You know what I mean? Miss out on the goodies otherwise. Yeah, I think that might be a plan. But, you know, keep putting it off. And that's not me. I'm always one of those people that says, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing today. Not one of those people that say, oh, I'll start Monday. You know, never been one for making a date that never comes. If it's worth doing, do it now. Not right now, obviously, because I haven't dieted all day. Right, I made it all the way round. Join. Scissors. Got to go find that yarn, because if I don't, it will tangle. Bear with me a sec. Where are you? Wow. I can't reach that. Maybe my foot can, though. Got it the other side. Size of it. And it isn't black, it looks it's really dark blue, but I wish I'd chosen one that was a little bluer, because it doesn't look blue, it's very midnight. I'll put that there. Right, I'll join it at a different corner. I don't want two ends at the same corner. Wow. It's so cumbersome. Right, let's have a look. Box stitch, there you go. There you go, that's the tutorial. So I'm getting one round got me halfway through the ball, so. Oh, are they? I thought I could hear clunking. So they are doing the road. That's brilliant news, because they did say, when I spoke to the guy, his name's Grant, when I spoke to him, he said he'd got stone, and so hopefully it'll be done really well, and perhaps if the rain holds off, it won't get ruined, so that'll be good. I'll pull out a lot of yarn, because this stitch does go for it quite quick. Make sure I've got the right side. There we go. There we are. This is the tedious round. It takes forever. Whoops. Does help if you don't make a mistake straight away though. Well, that is brilliant news though. I'm glad about that. Might get a bit noisy though, guys. Wait until your birthday and have cake. Funny enough, this meal out is for Valentine's Day and my birthday, so you know, it is kind of a birthday thing, which is why I think I might as well just start after it, because, you know, silly otherwise, really. I might, what I'm doing really in this period is what I call the wind down. So I say it's wind down, where I just don't eat anything really bad, start eating just whole foods, and it's easier to stop then. Right, I've worked over my end. I made a video, people were asking me, because I always used to say I work over my ends. Hang on, I might just one more little bit over that end there. And so I said, well, I'll do a video for it. And I say, well, it's very confusing. I don't know if you follow it. So I finally did a video of how I work over my ends. Now, I do it in several different ways. But, like this is a, well, I don't know if it's 5 or 6, this yarn. Let's have a look. It's a 5, a bulky 5, a chunky. So it doesn't really work the way that I did my video. Makes it very thick, so I always do this one slightly different, but I just work ways of working ends in, because I cannot be doing with sewing them, and if it's in the wrong place, then I fiddle it through, you know, by putting it over my hook to get it in the right place for the next round, so that I don't have to do it. Hate all that ends. Hi, Dina Van D, welcome. Don't forget the thummies. So I've been working on the blanket still. I really like the way that these darker rows, sort of, it just goes into these darker colours. I love this yarn. It's a shame you can't really readily get it over here. I'd love a supplier so that I could stock it. That would be brilliant. But I don't think that you can even get them over here because it's Premier Puzzle yarn. Trust me to choose a yarn that is really, 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 really expensive as well to make one for Gary. So I had to go buy more. But yeah, coming along. So if I'm only getting one round is giving me half a ball, I've got another 3 balls. I thought I had more than that, but obviously I hadn't. I'd made quite a lot of them, you know, because I had, I think, 9 balls altogether, so I thought I still had quite a lot more. I'm pretty glad that I haven't, to be honest with you, and I can see an end, but obviously the more it grows, the more it will take to get round. So although it's taking half a ball at the moment, a couple of rounds time, when I get to this coloured round, it might take more than half a ball, and then it could end up taking a whole ball to get round. That would be crazy. And I think the darker colour, I'm going to make a border with it, because that is a gigantic ball of yarn, which I'm not going to make a dent on at all with this blanket. I'll still have most of it left, and plus it's in the blanket, so I might as well use it for the border. I don't think they're going to do the whole road today. They did a little bit the other day, so I think when he first told me that they were going to do the road, he said it might take 10 days. Just making sure I haven't made a mistake before I get too far away. Hi Terry, welcome. What is a Slimming World? It's a diet club. It's a company. You know, you get like Weight Watchers and Slimming World. I don't know if you get them, any of those kind of companies where you are, but you can go to clubs, like classes, or you can do it online, but you have to pay. And they give you a little kind of app where you can look up how many, well, points, for want of, they call it sins, but they're points, how many are in their foods, and you're allowed a certain amount, and it tells you what foods are free so that you can eat whatever you want of them, and that sort of thing. It's just a diet plan online or in classes. I did Slimming World with Gary before and wasn't doing too badly on it. I think since I had major surgery, it was easier to diet for some reason. Probably because, like the doctors always said, that you need a lot of calories when you're healing. So I did actually do quite well. So I kind of think now that might not be the case now. But fingers crossed it still is. Hi Carol, welcome. And Marcia, good morning. So, same as weird saying good morning at 8 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, but good morning. Beavering away on the blanket. Oh, I better drink some tea, hadn't I? It would be cold. I did make poor Gary make it. Biscuit tea. Well, yeah, I don't know quite what I'm going to do now, because I was planning on, for the very first time, using my pressure cooker. I've always been a bit scared of them. Probably because when I was a child, my mum had one, and it used to make some awful hissing noises, and if you walked into the kitchen, every footstep made the hiss change tone, and it used to sound really angry on the stove. Frightened the life out of me. Oh, thank you. It did look better yesterday when I first curled it. It's dropped out today, but I didn't want to keep using the heat on it, so I figured I'd just leave it. When I was young, this was how my hair was. It was kind of like, well, it's probably a bit more curly than this. It was probably like more like it was yesterday. But my hair was always curly. My sister's was dead straight, very long, very thick and dead straight. And mine was always curly and mess, because I was, well, usually out playing in something I shouldn't, getting knots in my hair. But yeah, my mum used to put a big bow on top and comb it on, make my curls, you know, tease them into being even curlier than they were. And I'd get round the corner, like leave the house, get round the corner, yank it out. When I'd get home, it'd be like wild hair. She'd say, "Where's your lovely ribbon?" I'm like, "Oh, it must have fell out." So the next day, she would tighten it up. She'd make it go round twice, make it as tight as she possibly could. I'd get round the corner, throw it in the bush. Every time she would go to the next time we go shopping, I've got to get you some more ribbons. Oh, no, don't bother. I like it down. No, we're going to get you some more ribbons. Poor woman. Spent a fortune on ribbons. She always used to choose really pretty ones as well, and I'd get round the corner and in someone's garden probably had 50,000 ribbons in it. Oh yeah, okay. She's explaining what Slimming World is. They don't like to call it a diet. No, it's just a lifestyle change, isn't it? It's a way of eating that is healthy. And my sister lost tons of weight on it. If she's still here, she probably isn't. Probably busy, but she lost loads of weight on Slimming World. She did the low carb first, and then she switched to Slimming World, and she got down to Target, and she was going all the time. But I think she's given all that up now. But she's stayed more or less stable ever since. Goes up a little bit, and last time she spoke to me, she said she was having trouble getting it off, but she doesn't really need to lose anything, to be honest with you. Cow. Sorry. Yeah, it's above. Somebody did put it in. Thanks. I love my sister, really. I have to go and see her again soon. We're actually up. Well, no, we're not up that way. He's moved. One of Gary's brothers lived not too far from my sister, but he has moved to somewhere called South Woodham Ferris, and it's a bit further. But we've got to go there. We were supposed to go about a week or so ago, but it got cancelled. Somebody was ill, so it got cancelled. But we'll get booked up again. Just check in, see if I missed anything. I do enjoy the Slimming World diet, I have to say. When I very first did it, it didn't really work for me. This was a long time ago. And so I didn't bother with it. And I didn't like it anyway, because it seems to me, different for me now, but back then, you can have jacket potato, like baked in its skin. But anything that tastes good can't go on it. So why? You can't put butter on it. Can't have cheese on it. You can, but it's only a little bit. So, but then if you do low carb, you can have the butter, but you just can't have the potato. So why would you want to eat butter? So it seemed to me that there was never a diet that was make me happy. But now I can't have butter because it's dairy. Bye, babe. Don't work too hard. So yeah, now I can't have butter. It doesn't really make a great deal of difference. And I found butter buds. Well, my sister put me onto them first, but I didn't really use them properly. But since then, I've found online where you can get them, and they're in a shaker bottle thing. And so if you have bread, what I would do is I'd just like shake butter buds on it, and then put whatever I'm going to have on it. It might be beans, or if it was toast, or I put it in my baked potato or my mash, and it really does taste like there's butter in it. But I can't have dairy now, so that just makes any diet difficult, really. So it also makes low carb not as nice as it used to be, because I can't have the omelettes with the cheese, because dairy-free cheese and cream is horrible. But I don't mind oat milk, and I did have some cream that was Alpro, I think an oat milk cream at Christmas when the shops sell more stuff, but they don't sell it anymore. And it was really nice. You could eat that with your food, and it did taste like you had cream. But I've not seen it since, unfortunately. So yeah, a lot of recipes can, when you're on low carb, they do contain what Americans call heavy cream, but that's for us, that's double cream and butter and stuff like that, and I can't have it. Hi Lolly, welcome. Yes, I'm going to come and see Harley very soon. You're an online member and lost 1 stone £6 now. Well done. Got a few to go. I've got tons to go. You have to go. The nurse is there. Okay, Margie, good to see you. Really is good to see you. I've been missing you lately, and I kept thinking I'm going to have to message. Saw you on Facebook, and I'm going to have to message Margie, see how she's doing. So I'm glad to see you. Good that you're on the mend. So yeah, we'll have to pop up and see Harley soon. Now, I did message Victoria. I messaged Steve yesterday and told them that you need your car charged. So to get in touch, because she's got a starter charger, and that it's about time he visited your house. So I haven't heard anything from him. I don't know if you guys have. Right. Mustn't let tea go cold. I slurped. Oh my God. Embarrassing. Slurped my tea. Oh my God. On the air. This keeps getting stuck under the blanket. It's annoying. Try and pull out a lot without it tangling. I'll be glad when this is done. It's always the way when you've got a project that's big, isn't it? It's like, oh, this again. It's only been twice. I've only worked on it twice in a few years. Don't think so. Paul is at work. Hi, Trudy from South Africa. All my new people that have come in, don't forget the dummy. Yeah, I think he should come round, bring his charger. Oh, move my ball, that's good. So that you can charge it up and drive it to the mechanic. It might, mine My battery was old. I mean, it was old as a car. I never replaced it, and I know Jamie didn't when he had it, and Gary didn't when he was driving it. So when I didn't start mine up for a long, long time, my battery drained and it was dead. No way of bringing that battery back to life. But I don't know about yours. Have you ever had a new one? I thought you got a new one in that car at some point. Pardon me, but that's the trouble if you're not running it or starting it up and moving it. You also, if you do, you know, eventually when you've got your car outside and it's not moving, it's advisable just to move it backwards and forwards a bit. Otherwise the brakes tend to stick, and sometimes you get flat spots on your tyres, so it's worth moving it back a bit, forward a bit, driving it up the road and back. Replaced by RAC when you was at the old place. How long ago was that? Tea's getting cold. Can you believe it? It was freezing this morning. Gary had left the heating on though. It was lovely and warm in the house. So I kind of, I thought it was lovely and warm and I turned it all off. And then a little while later I thought, oh my God, I'm freezing. But I didn't really want to put it back on. I don't really want to be here if I'm just ramming up the bills. Do you know what I mean? You know, I was really, it's been annoying that most of the energy companies have said that they've had record profits, and you think they're profiteering out of us because, you know, we're paying through the nose for our electricity and our gas. But BP announced higher than average record profits. And why? Why did they need, or not just BP, but any of them need to put the fuel prices up as much as they did? They don't. They're just taking advantage of a situation, I feel, and should be penalised for it. It should be. But half the problem is the government, because the majority of the price of fuel, petrol and diesel, is tax. And I know they reduced it a bit, but they should do it again, and they should reduce it quite a bit. Tax things that, you know, people don't absolutely need. And I blame the greenies, because it was because of them that they kept putting the taxes up, because they wanted to stop people using fossil fuels and all that stuff. Got a little bit political now, sorry. Alison, hello. Woo woo. Way before you moved. Your DNA is done. DNA? Cheers, guys. I'm going to have to I don't like to slurp in front of everybody, but I'm going to have to because it's getting cold. One more time. Can't waste tea. I did bring in some Coke in case I got thirsty. So I've still got a drink. And there's also water on the floor just in case. In a bottle. So I won't get thirsty. Oh, this round is the tedious round because there's a lot of stitches. And the good thing is they're UK trebles, which is a US double, and so you can do them without really looking. You gotta go and get the little man. I'll give him a big cuddle and a kiss from Nanny. Oh, he's so adorable. He is. He's lovely. My little man. Well, I've got a little bit of a sort of strange news in a way. It's not really my news, but somebody tagged Mike, my youngest son, in an advert. They were asking for people who, I don't know this guy's name. It's not a really good story, but it's kind of a guy who was a well-known London gangland guy. I have no idea his name, but apparently Mike looks a bit like him, only younger. So the advert for this guy's picture said, you know, looking for lookalikes for this guy to be in a movie. So somebody tagged Mike, who looked and thought, looks a bit like Mike. So when Mike said, oh my God, we've got so many kind of features in common, you know, that shape of forehead, eyebrows, eyes. And he really, really does. Only this guy obviously is a little bit older. So he sent it to me. I said, yeah, go for it, Mike. Go and just do it. So as soon as he submitted his picture, he got asked to go along to the guy's house. And the minute he submitted that picture, it was like, whoa, this guy's very close resemblance. So I think the kind of part, if he does it, that he would have is a flashback. So, you know, when that person's looking back at a memory, and it'd be obviously Mike. How cool is that? See, Mike was in a movie once before. He was in Run Fat Boy Run, and David Schwimmer was the director, and Mike was in the Fun Run. He played the tortoise. I can't remember how many chains I do in my corner. I think it's 2. As I remember rightly, I've got to move this whole blanket around. Yeah, so he's got to go and see the guy. How about that? I can't get my ball out. It's so gigantic. Oh, wow. There's nothing I can really do about it. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm very squeaky today, I've noticed. But yeah, there's nothing I can do to keep my ball and my work apart. It's just in the way, annoyingly. Okay. What have I missed? Got to go now, Jeannie. Okay. Thank you for coming. You've got grey sky again. We've got sunshine. Well, we did have. I think we still do. Yeah, looks like it. Sunshine but cold. Clear skies. It was all very foggy this morning again. But that's kind of burnt off now and it's quite nice out. Nice sunny day. Hang on, where's my end? There it is. Got to work over it. So yeah, that'll be fun. I said, oh yeah, definitely go for it. You never know in life where things can lead you. Probably nowhere, but you know, be something for him. A bit something fun to do. Oh man. I just saw the other day a chair that I really want to get. I'll see if I can show it to you. I thought this would be great for the Yarn van. An American IT company contacted your son and had an online interview. He's now busy with assessments. Oh, bless. That's nice. That's real cool. Right, let's have a look. Where's my... Oh, I'll have to show you on Amazon probably. A miles on. Oh, hang on. Where are we? I just opened my game up by mistake. Serious? It's got a brown... It's got a brown thingy, exactly the same, you know, like... Thumbnail. Honestly, what a complete twonk. Where is it? I thought I'd put it in my basket. Obviously not. Oh, hang on, maybe I have. Might be in the wrong thing. Hang on, no, that's delivered. You are 8 stops. Oh no, that's that. Where is it? Oh no. If I open that one, it might. There you go. This. It's a rocking chair. I want that. I want that for the Yarn van. And I thought it would be great for crocheting and rocking a spell. And if you want to, you can drag it out the garden if you want to. But I think that's just going to be my new Hobby Box chair. Now, there is another one. See, it's got a little cushion at the back. And it's £188.95. But there is this one, which is a bit cheaper. But it doesn't have the same shaped cushions. but it's blue and a light blue. But that's 150 something. Where is it? £159. Yeah. So it's either the blue one, but I think I prefer the orange one. I think I prefer the shape of this one. It's got a higher back and the cushion. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm coveting. Hang on a minute. What have I missed? It is cool, isn't it? Love the chair. Yeah, it is a really nice chair. I'm kind of toying with the idea of getting that. But at the moment, there's nowhere to put it. Because it's going to be eventually up the other end of the room that's junky. Because that's where my little filmy area is going to be. I forgot to check I was going over my tail on those 2 stitches. So yeah, that's what I would, if I film out there, that's what I'd be sitting on and talking to you guys on. And I think it's just cute. I needs it. I needs it. What's gone on here? Something's gone wrong. Last time something went wrong, I got kicked off. I'm all right. Great for a nana nap. I'm not quite there yet. Not that I'm not a nana or old enough to, but I'm not one of these people that sleep during the day. I just can't. I used to get very upset with my mum and dad. I used to think they were extremely old, but they weren't. They just used to, say when we was on holiday or something, they'd go out and have a drink in the afternoon and it'd make them tired. But I used to get very upset when they try and sleep. And it's all my sister's fault, if she's still here. Because when I was little, she used to pretend to be dead. She used to play dead and I could smack her as hard as I possibly could. And she didn't even bat an eyelid. She didn't move a muscle. And she used to pretend to be dead so that I'd get really, really upset and cuddle her. Because otherwise I wouldn't cuddle her. But would you blame me not cuddling someone who does things like that to you? Just did that all the time. Just wicked. She did. That's what she used to do. And so whenever anyone fell asleep, I used to have like dread being on my own. She scarred me for life. Hi Hannah, welcome. I don't know if she's still here. Probably hiding now. If she is. But yeah, I'm really, really toying with the idea of getting that chair. Unfortunately, I wish they sold it at the House of Fraser because I've got all them vouchers to spend. But I know what I'm going to be buying a few things from House of Fraser if they've got them. So we're going shopping soon. Really need to go and use up my vouchers. And I feel like I need a shop. I'm dropping my stitches now. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way I'm holding it. It's because this whole blanket gets in the way of the ball. Let's see if I can move it over and not. So where's the yarn gone? Is it free? No. It's very annoying. It's actually. There we go. It's like a major manoeuvre just to move a few inches. Oh, I love this bit of the colour. This is the best one. I'll show you in a sec. Oh, I've dropped my stitch, so I'll show you now. I can get my hook back in. This is my favourite bit when it goes to this colour. And then it gets a little darker. And I also like it when it gets the grey one. I don't know why, but I love that grey one. I like the way it kind of bounces off the other colours. But right, let's just see if I can sort the blanket out. Crikey, what am I doing? There we go. I never say crikey. What on earth was that about? I will be very glad when Gary's blanket is finished. I tell you I will, because I'm just not tall enough for it. I'm not big enough to work on such stuff. I need little things. He's bigger than I am. It's kind of... It's all right. I've kind of concertinaed it up on my lap. I think that's the way to go. Right, I've got to move my leg though. Getting a bit uncomfortable. There we go. It's a nightmare. Might as well use the opportunity to pull out lots of yarn. So I've got a feeling I might need it. Huh. So yeah, I don't know why, but I was kind of thinking about this the other night, and I thought I could do a live stream now. I could get Gary's blanket out, but then I thought, oh, I can't because it's not daylight, and I'd need the light on, and it would completely blind the chat. How big are you going to make it? I won't. My son is now 6'2". Well, I'm going to make it as big as I can using the half a ball I've got and these three. That's the end. I do have a little bit. I've got a couple of end of balls, so I do have a couple of ends. That one, and there's one over there somewhere. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to carry on until I run out-ish of yarn, because I'm going to end on the dark colour and do the border with the dark colour. Although I do like, once I'm doing a colour and I've done a border, I like edging it with a variegated. So if I've got enough, I might do that, but I really haven't thought about it yet because it's been so far off. But it does take a lot of yarn to get round now, so it won't really be that far off. I'll probably get another good few live streams before this is finished. You're working a big blanket for your husband, but not for your husband, but your eldest daughter. And hello, Claptrap. No notification. And it's just that they don't really. They're awful, aren't they? They just don't send them out as much as they used to. And Jane always says she doesn't get a notification, and then when she goes to try and find the live, she can't find it. And a few times I've had to send her a link to it just so that she can watch replays. I mean, I understand that, you know, certain parts of the world, it might not be the good time. But, you know, this one's a lot earlier than the last one, because I do have a Yarn of the Week video coming out a bit later on today. Whoopsie. That bit went in the wrong place. You have to be careful when you're doing this, because you've got that space there to put your yarn in and put your stitches in, but every now and then it goes in that actual stitch there instead. But so just have to be careful not to do it, otherwise it goes in the wrong spot. Can't be doing with that. I try not to do anything like this before bed because it wakes me up too much. I think I get a bit of speed up, and it's, you know, kind of jazzes me up a little bit before bed. I keep losing my stitches. So I parcelled up all my orders and everything. Got all my work done really early today. Hi, Roberta. Good morning. It's a great idea of making Gary's blanket live. It makes me accountable. It does. Makes me do it. Makes me get on. So once I've done this one, I'll sort out another one of my whips that needs finishing. Some of them I can't do on camera because they're too intricate. You know, you've got to, like, I couldn't finish off my stool, for instance. I've still got to do the stool, but I couldn't finish that off because it's all sewing and fixing it now and that sort of thing. But there's a few that are blankets or whatever I could do. I'm not sure about the willow square one. That might not be, because I think it's at the joining them together phase. I'm not sure that I need to make any more for that. But it's so yeah, I'm going to try. At least it'll get me some of my whips that have become UFOs out of mothballs. I threw some out. I couldn't even be bothered to frog them. I just threw them out. because I thought, oh no, I'll never make that. I'll never make that. And it was a scrap yarn thing. Speaking of which, I did start a scrap yarn project, which was another one of the chevron series. And I perfected it, and then I got underway and figured out a better way of doing the valley. And so it's another frog for it, unfortunately. So I haven't done any more. I kind of, has that ever happened where you frog it a few times and then you just lose heart because you thought you were there and it turns out you weren't? But I will do it. I will do it. Honestly, I will. Mama Knows Best, aka Gwen. Hi, good morning. So all the peeps that just come in, don't forget the thumbie. How far have I got? Oh, not very. It's just so... I've done 4? No, done 3. Got to keep my eye on that. I've got my little neck light here just in case it gets a bit dark. Well, it's not dark, but some of the yarn is, and I thought if I brought that in, if I needed it, I could put that on. Hi, Joe. How many whips does everyone have going? I wouldn't be able to tell you how many whips I've got going. I have a fair few whips, but the problem that I have is that where I have a channel and I make things for the channel, it's very easy once I've done the tutorial and then get onto something else and not finish completely the one that you were working on for the tutorial. And that's happened to me quite a lot. So I made Tyler a willow square blanket, and I made it like boy colours. But I was making one for me, and out of rainbow colours. And that was the one that was on the thumbnail. And the tutorial, I made Tyler's one. So I've got his finished, and the one that I was making for me, I've made an absolute ton of it, and I've never really finished it off. So even when, you know, I have got 3/4 of the way through something, or even more, it's still like left there waiting to be finished off. And the same was true of this, because it's so big, it just kind of got left. Jesse's so impatient. Oh, he thinks I should have your box already. It will take a little while, bless him. Oh, he's so cute. Give him a big cuddle from me, and I'm just treading on my own yarn here. 4 whips. Trying to get at least 2 of them done by next week. And Lawley's lost track. She's been a bad girl. Lost track. That's the thing, isn't it? It's so easy to do. I've even got really, really little projects. Like I was making a pair of fingerless gloves to match a kind of cowl I made. Remember that beautiful yarn that I bought, and then I stocked it in my shop, Colour Twist. And I made a cowl because I bought the yarn while we was on holiday, and then when I came back I ordered some for the shop because I loved it so much. And I used it to make myself a cowl. I was making a pair of fingerless gloves, and they were plain because the yarn is too jazzy to make a pattern with. And the cowl I made just plain. So I thought I'd do and I got more or less a whole way through one glove, and that's where I've left them. Just small projects that could easily get finished in a few hours. No, just don't get it really. It is silly because they just wouldn't take me long. Too many things on the go. That's what it is. I've got a very busy lifestyle now. There was a time when I thought, you know, I'll be rattling around in this house doing nothing. Well, the chance would be a fine thing. I never get... Gary says to me, have you done so-and-so today? And I go, no, I haven't had time. And it really is that way, you know. I kind of get stuck into things from a website, things for the shop, and doing the orders. And then you've got to cook and, you know, get on with everything else. Today it was mostly like a bit of housework as well, but I got up nice and early and got a good start on it. You have 2 whips and yarn ready for a 3rd and 4th one, and 1 UFO. Your problem is I had more than one, you would forget what stitch you was doing. Well, I've done that. Not just... Where I'm lucky though, it's like when I finally picked this up, I thought, okay, how many chain did I do there? And did I do a chain there? And what did I, you know? So all I did was just go back and watch my tutorial. Taught myself how to do it again. So at least that's where I'm lucky. I don't tend to forget, as long as I've done the tutorial for it. But I do have a purple one that I was making with purple and the Poundland Purples yarn. That's I love that yarn. But I was doing it with a dark, with a purple kind of contrast, and I forgot what I was doing with that, you know. But that's no tutorial. And the thing is, I do write them down, but I don't only have one book. I have so many books that I'd have to go searching through the whole of them to find. I just pick one up and start, oh, I've got an idea, and I write it in that book, and then I lose that book and write the next one in another book. And one of these days I'll be organised. Can't see it happening, to be honest with you. Can't see it happening. Connie's back. Her phone died. What's your favourite yarn? It is a bit frustrating when you don't get back to them and you just look at them and you think, oh, that time and effort, I haven't done it. I've got so many favourite yarns, but I did a yarn of the week today, and there is one variety, well, one colour in 2 colours in that I absolutely love, but they are, I think it's impossible to have a favourite. You know, it's like of that particular line, I might have a favourite colour of it, but there's just so many that, you know, how can you have a favourite yarn? It's just yarn, isn't it? It's all beautiful and in its own way. I mean, the one that I made, is it there? This, I love this yarn. I got it at Joann's and on an online order, and I'd love to get some more of it, but I don't even think they make it anymore. I think it was on special because it was coming to an end. But I loved it so much. I really should have got some more. As soon as I saw it, I should have tried to get more. Probably didn't have it. I should have to have another look at Joann's and perhaps do another order. See what's there. Because it's good to get some American yarn now and then. You know. Like, I would never have known that that existed if it wasn't for the fact that I could get Joann's. But I've got some lovely yarn coming. Haven't I, Dayan? Some beautiful puzzle yarn. That's what I'm making this with. This is the Premier Puzzle. And it's gorgeous. It is lovely. I don't usually make a lot of chunky, bulky 5 stuff, but this is a joy to work with. It really is. I love the colours as well in this one. See, why I have this is that when I first started my YouTube channel, I was, you know, getting quite a few subscribers, and I did a kind of yarn swap with Creative Grandma, and she sent me some of that in the yarn swap. I think I might have had 2 balls, and she sent me some Muir Woods, which was another Premier yarn. I loved that, the blue one. So I used that up, and I used 2 balls, and it didn't make very much, obviously. It wouldn't have made a very big blanket. So I thought, right, we'll have to get some more. So I looked online, and I managed to get 3 packs like these, and I think I got 3 in the end, so like 9 of them. Rather a lot of money. And maybe I got 2 balls and then I got 6, I don't know. It was nearly 70, 80 pounds, something like that, for the whole amount that I bought. So probably about, yeah, probably 3 lots. Don't know. Can't remember now how much they were. 30 odd quid a time. So no, probably just 2. Anyway, I also got some more Muir woods and made myself a few things. But yeah, that's how I got put onto it in the first place. Hi, Nana Kathleen. Have a blessed day. And Karen, hi. One of your favourites of the Lion brand, shawl in a ball. I've not had that one. I've never used that. Don't forget the thummies, guys. Yeah, I never used the shawl in the ball, but I've got several shawl in a ball types. In fact, I've uploaded some onto my my Hobby Rock shop of the Hobbycraft ones that I got, and I've got some of the other Hobbycraft ones, some pink ones and some blue ones that I might upload, because although I bought them and they're all still perfect in bags, they're thin, and well, they're a bit thinner than I want to use. So I have actually uploaded them. There's some absolutely beautiful colours and some black and white ones in them. I have sold some anyway already, but there's still some in the shop, but it's their version of a shawl in a ball. But yeah, I've never used that one. We don't get, well, I'll say we don't get them over here. We don't get a lot of American yarn, but more recently we have been getting things like Red Heart, Super Saver, Karen Simply Soft, and some of the mandala cakes which you see there. So I have been able to buy those, but they tend to be really expensive. So when I go on the Joann's website and I see how cheap they are, and I'm like, whoa, order these. But I'm a bit put off by the fact that they don't send it all out in one order. And one time I didn't get it all, and in the end they refunded me. They've refunded me the whole order, which was brilliant. You know, great customer service that they did do that. But it was a bit annoying really, because I'd sort of do an unboxing, but a little while later a few dribs and drabs would arrive. And you know, one of them, then this the second order, I waited and waited to sort of make sure I'd got it all, and then I did my unboxing, and then more arrived. I thought, oh, you just can't win with these guys. But I love it. I still love the yarn. It is beautiful, some of it, and I need to use it up. But and some of it I've kind of uploaded onto my shop. Some of it I put in mystery boxes of all sorts of yarn. I've got mystery boxes for if you're across the pond. Why does that look like it's big? Maybe I'm putting too many chain in it. Well, I've got to carry on now because I've done it. Yeah, if you're across the pond, then there are all sorts of UK high street mystery boxes, as well as the usual kind of more branded mystery boxes, and there's combined high street mystery box as well as individual ones. Very popular. It's got a big sale going on. Hi Denise, welcome. And Anna, first time that you've caught me live. Has it really? I used to do a lot of them. I used to do a heck of a lot of live streaming, you know, long time ago, when there was just me really and Granny D and Jan doing them, and there wasn't that many people, and we used to sort of get on after each other. And but now the world and his, well, the world and her wife is really live streaming, and there's very always someone on or someone to clash with. And I used to do them in the evenings, but then Gary was working in the evening, and I was kind of making the time go quicker until he was home. And plus it helped me not feel like I was alone. You know what I mean? When the house is all noisy and stuff. So, you know, you don't really notice it during the day so much, you know, but when you're on your own in the evening, then there's all these weird noises and you think, whoa, what's going on? Is someone getting in? And all that sort of stupid stuff. But no, I'm glad he works days now. It's much nicer. Whoops. Let's see what I've missed. My neon sign isn't on. Hang on. Where is it? Good job you reminded me. Let's... Oh, whoopsie. Nearly had a bit of a landslide. This side. There you go. It's on. Anything else I missed? Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? It's like something that is your value yarns, and we're paying a fortune to get it. That's, I guess, why yarn swaps are great with another channel. But the postage has kind of gone crazy. You know, that's the thing. But having said that, I now have alternative ways that I'm looking into to send in to make things even cheaper, which is good. Oh, this is so hot under this blanket. Definitely not a thing you can do in the summer. You've never heard of tulip hooks? Hi, cast iron skillet granny. You're the first ones you ever watched. Hi, Emma. I used to enjoy doing them in the evening. But like I say, there's so many people doing it now. Trying to kind of get a spot where there's not already somebody. So I used to go into maybe Granny D and then I would follow her. Or even on nights where I didn't feel like maybe I wasn't going to do it. And she'd say, is anyone going on? And in the end I go, oh, okay, I'll go. But now you fight for a spot. It's crazy there's so many people doing it. But I know there's lots of, you know, when I did used to go on, even if I clashed, people would say no because we want to come in and see you. And, you know, so you'd always get people watch. But I don't know. I guess I'd had such a big break from doing evening ones. Like, and Gary's around. So I was often sometimes when he goes to bed early, I think maybe I should do a live stream. But I worry that I keep him awake because sound does travel in this house. Although he's not, well, let's just say he's hard of hearing. So, you know, yeah. But the thing is, he wouldn't have his hearing aid off because he has to hear his alarm. Your son took a photo of yarn in B&M, 2 furry ones you'd love to make a pillow from as an edging for a hat. Lucky you haven't got transport to go get them. I've never ordered from Lion Brand. I've ordered from Joann's to get Lion Brand, but I've never ordered Lion Brand. Hang on a minute. Was it? Oh no, I took it out the yarn van. I was going to say, is it this furry yarn? Is it called Trim? Is it like a beige colour? I've got loads of that. They've put their prices up. The thing is, I never put B&M yarns in my mystery boxes because they put the prices on them, and I don't like to see it, you know. So but one thing I have done is I've gone in there since and I've looked at the prices, and then you can see the prices of the ones that I bought, and it's like, oh, they put their prices up. And I mean, all of them have, really. I mean, Poundland no longer do the offer, and sometimes, you know, you're better off buying, say, someone like King Cole or Stylecraft, because they're not cheap anymore, those yarns. Not like they used to be. They're not cheap. So why, I've gone in the wrong bit again, why buy them when you can get branded, you know, alternatives that, you know. Oh, I think oh heck, I don't know what happened there. I must have, I blew my nose, I must have blew you away. I had one of those where I got kind of cut off and it said reconnect. So hopefully it did reconnect. And I'm back. That hasn't happened for a while. Forgot what to say. Oh yeah, she's making Harley a blanket. I've got a red nose there. Making Harley a blanket. And I think it's because the fibres are getting up my nose. That's what I mean. They're flying. And she got it in B&M and it ran out, her store. She needed more. So I had to go to mine and get it for her. So luckily I could get it for her, but otherwise she wouldn't have been able to get any because where she lives, they didn't have it. And that's the trouble with these stores. They have fill up their shelves, and then when that's gone, they don't necessarily get that same stuff back in. They get a different colour in or a different variety in, so you can never tell and get it when you want it. Home Bargains have put their yarn up as well. Theirs isn't the best of quality either, I have to say, so that's a bit much. Yeah, that's good. Red Heart remained about the same. Oh, let's move that over. I don't want to be standing on my yarn. Oh, this blanket is going to take forever. It feels like it is, but it shouldn't do, really. What I've decided to do is to do a dark round and the coloured round per live stream. So by that time, it's well over an hour. So at least it will grow. It might not be every day that I can get on. It's like tomorrow, Gary's off work, and but he had two days where he's at work, like yesterday and today. Then he's got 3 days off. So I could sometimes, if he's watching something that I don't want to see or whatever, I can say, oh, I'm going to get on and do a live. But you know, it's more awkward, I have to say, when Gary's off, because there's more chance that we can need to go out and get some shopping or go and do this or do something else that he wants to do. And so yeah, I don't tend to get to do as many with Gary off. Wow, I've still got miles to go. I think it's probably going to be more like 2 hours. I've chatted too much. Well, it wouldn't be a boring live stream if you just looked at the top of my head, I suppose. Oh, and it moved again. Yeah, everywhere's putting their prices up. Hi, Diana. Line brand's often less expensive from other sources. Okay, Connie, thanks for coming. Love the pattern. I do, Teresa. Hello, Teresa. I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, it is. If you scroll up, unless someone can put it up again, but if you scroll up the chat, it's on as a link. But there's a left-handed one as well on my channel, or a right-handed one. But yeah, I've had these, I did these tutorials a while ago, and Gary's been waiting that length of time for his blanket. So the only way I'm going to get it done is if I make sure that I'm doing it on a live stream and you can all see me do it, making me do it. It's the only thing that is making me get on with it. Because, you know, the other day though, funnily enough, I nearly picked it up of an evening. And I thought, no, this is for live streaming now. I'll do it on lives. So that's, I didn't do it. But it is a good project for watching TV or doing anything, because it, you know, it's nice and easy and simple to follow for doing that. There is some Hobby Lobby yarn in your box from us as long as with colour on. Hello, woo woo. Thank you. I look forward to getting it. I'm getting happy mail. Happy mail. I will love to get it. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. I will appreciate it. Definitely. So yeah, I don't know. How much have I got to go? How many sides? I think this is a short side. I've got a short side and a long side. That's I'm halfway. I'm not much further than halfway. Oh Lord, it's like you're gonna have to put up with me. I've actually plugged in so I won't get cut off, because that's what happened last time. I either lost charge or it was a miniature power cut that chucked me out. So I plugged it in so I won't get cut off. But I did just now lose connection. I don't know why that happens. I have to keep my eye on it. Well, it doesn't sound like they're doing the road anymore, does it? So it looks to me as if they're doing it in small sections. But as long as they do it, that's all that really matters. And plus it's, we haven't got to listen to it, so that's cool. But some of the ruts and holes have been enormous. And it's not so bad for Gary's car. Gary's got a Cougar. I don't know if you get full Cougars across the many ponds that my peeps all come from, but they are quite high off the ground, which is brilliant. But mine is an Astra, and it's got low profile wheels, so not high off the ground, and my poor car does suffer. It is it's kind of a sporty car in the, you know, the in the range. It's I've got to pull yarn out. Wow, thought I did loads. You know, you can get like the basic going and right up to the top of the range, so it's kind of a low profile sportier version, and it's turbo, but it doesn't get very turbo down this road. More like scrape, scrape. Oh my god, a bits fell off. That's more like it. Grogu slippers. Oh wow. I will look forward to getting those. Your B&M doesn't sell yarn anymore. Well, that's a shock. I thought they all did. Nearly knocked my phone on the floor then. Oh, well, I will look forward to getting those. You can't resist telling me, can you? Bless your heart. Oh, bless. That's so nice. I noticed I got another order when I looked at my phone, but I don't know what it is. Sometimes I get all excited. I think, oh, look, orders. And when I look, the downloads of free patterns that I put up. And they go like, wow. But, you know, they're not always. Sometimes I look and I think, this is a pattern, I bet. And it's not. It's a nice order. But if it is, I will get it turned around really quick, because I've got them coming to collect parcels tomorrow. We've got to wait in and get a freezer delivered. We finally bought one, a new freezer, an upright one. We were going to do away with it altogether, but where we live, we're quite a long way from the shops, and there really is no point in doing away with it, because we just need it. And Gary's the sort of person that he thinks, oh, you know what, I really need Scampi. You'll go and buy about 8 packets of Scampi, fill up the drawer, you know. And you think, well, you only need one? Really? Oh, no. Not Gary. So, you know, that's what he's like. So, yeah, we're going to, you know, these freezers, I don't know. They don't tend to hold as much as they used to either. And eventually, when we get a new fridge freezer for the front room, we might be able to get a smaller one that's more energy efficient, because that one's old. And then we'll probably, you know, be better off a little bit. Downloaded some of my patterns yesterday. Oh, bless you, Roberta. Oh, it's fine. I mean, that's what I put them there for. It was a great favourite is the boho ones, but yeah, I'm going to put some more up if I can remember how to do it. That's the trouble when you don't do something for so long, and you think, oh, how the heck did I do that? But I used to write little idiot guides to myself, so that, you know, next time I come to do it, and I don't know where I put them. You know, I did have them, but the trouble is, you do about 3 or 4, and then you might not do another one for a long, long time. It's like coming back to your whips if you've not said what hook you're using or what you're doing with it. And then you think, oh, what am I doing? Pardon me. A bit of hiccups going on. Right, I've got that whole side to move again. Coming up for the corner. One more side for today. Had the same problem with your motorbike going over humps. Oh wow. I bought a Jeep last year just to push auto 4-wheel drive, and it will take you through everything. Yeah, that's, I said the other day, that I need a Jeep. I need something. You know, when people like where I used to lived in a proper concrete area, with tarmac roads, and there was nothing. But you go up to school to collect the kids, and everybody would have a what they call a Chelsea tractor. They'd have a 4-wheel drive, a great big beastie of a Range Rover or something, and they'd all be there collecting their kids. Can't possibly park it, but they'd all be there collecting their kids, and they live. They don't live anywhere that needs a vehicle like that. They're statusy. That's why they'd have them. But that is a necessity here, really. With our road, and especially if we're going to have snow or anything like that, we never get out. So it's a necessity where we live. But and what have I got? A little tiny, low profile, sporty little number next door. Jeff next door, they've not long lived here, and they had the car before he moved in. He's actually got a low profile sporty Mercedes, and I said to him, "Oh, you won't like that on this road." He said, "I don't know whether to sell it." I said, "Well, I know I wouldn't want to sell it, but it's, I don't know how he manages with that, to be honest with you, because it's much lower than mine." But yeah, it is a bit of a necessity here to have something that's at least high off the ground, or higher off the ground. But I do like my little aerodynamic cars that go like the wind, Not saying that I speed, I just I like to have a bit of power where I need it, That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Your car doesn't like speed bumps. Well, this isn't really that kind of, we haven't got any humps, we just got massive holes, and it's ruts and everything else. It's not great, not a great road. Right, I just need to work my end in. So if I get it through here, it'll be easier. There we go. Now I'll be able to work over my end easier and not have it show. Turning the corner. We're going round the corner. Nearly there. My last straight for today. And I've got to kind of manoeuvre this whole blanket. Whoa, that's a big one. I'm going to try and keep it that side so that I just work on the side without... I've got to free the yarn up now. Here we are. Hello again. Treading on it. I wonder why it won't move. Well, I don't think I'm doing too bad. It's actually a major feat getting it to move. Hi, Rachel. Doesn't sell yarn either. The potholes look more like start of sinkholes. Ours do. They are really bad. But it's only the lorries that have caused them, and the rain. So, the trouble is, the last time this area had a sinkhole, a house fell in the sea. So we don't really want any sinkholes around here. Yeah, that's and unfortunately, I say unfortunately, it was an unfortunate name the house had. It was called Cliffhanger, and it lived up to its name and fell off the cliff. But I don't know if any of you were with me then, but I did a video that night because there was an emergency going on the edge of the cliffs. None of us knew what it was at the time. We didn't know if it was somebody in the water or what, but it turned out that it was a fault line at the end of the road, and a part of the cliff had given way underneath the house, and they had to evacuate the whole end of the road, because this place used to have a road going down. This road here went down, and then there was a road all the way along the edge of the cliff. And the house at the end, they had a swimming pool, but it wasn't the swimming pool. It was a sinkhole underneath, caused probably by water leaks. And the whole of the cliff from underneath the house left it teetering there on the edge, and then it fell down the cliff. but they had to evacuate the whole road, and eventually some of those people were allowed back. Well, all of them really, apart from the ones who lost their home. And we haven't had. There's been more slippage, but that's what the lorries are doing. They're trying to shore it up. They've filled in the sinkhole, and they're kind of helping the guy that's now at the end keep his home. And you know, we're all kind of, none of us are against it, but we just, you know, complain about the fact that they kill the road and want them to drive a bit slower than they do. And so we've got a few gripes with them. But as long as they do that, as long as they're kind of respectful, we don't mind it happening, because obviously the guy that lives at the road, his name is Ed, and he's a nice guy. We obviously want his home saved. But yeah, as long as they do keep the road up to scratch, because the other day we got letters from the post office saying they wouldn't deliver our mail anymore because the road was too bad. They're back doing the road again. So yeah, they did actually send us letters saying they wouldn't come down here until it was put right. But they have been. They have come again. Thank you. It is a lovely blanket. It's just time consuming. And I've been very naughty. I started it, I did the tutorials, and then Gary's been waiting for it for a couple of years. It feels like a couple of years. I don't know if it is, but it does feel like it. I don't know. Has anybody seen the one? Well, those of you who put up the tutorial, what date was on it? That's when I last kind of did it. I probably picked it up once more after that, but not as often as I should. All through the summer I couldn't because it was just too hot. I don't have that excuse now. We've got aircon, so you know, I don't have the excuse anymore that I can't work on that blanket because it's too hot. I can just work on it all the time. Keeps you warm in the winter, but it does keep me a bit too warm, to be honest. Oh, I keep losing my stitches because I'm too busy wondering what I've missed. So not long to go this time around. Still got another 3 balls, and all those ends, wasn't it? By the time I get to the end of this one, there'll be 3 ball ends. Each one will give me a bit. I suppose better start using those, really. I just don't like having joins, really, if I can get out of it. But they'll have to be used somewhere, whether it's on the border or on the body. At least I work my ends in. Are you still there? Are you all still there? Or am I on my own? Maybe I'm on my own. I'm going to have a quick drink. Cheers, guys. Oh, I love that stuff. Nearly knocked it over then. It is Raspberry Pepsi Max. I love it. It's my favourite one. Still here, yay! A year ago. Oh, I thought it was more than that. But a year's bad enough. Hi, New Day Crochet with Dawn. There'll be yarn. Morning. Yeah, you're all still there. That's good. I just had this awful feeling that I might have been talking to myself again. I say again as if I do it all the time. But no, I just thought I might be talking to myself. But you're still there, so that's cool. Not all on my own. Whew. Well, that didn't last long, did it? Maybe they were just taking the digger back down to the end of the road. Perhaps that's what the noise was. It's so cumbersome. Oh. Nearly dozed off, oh bless. Maybe I've got one of them soothing voices. Did 1 round on crochet coaster. That's good. And Hannah's lurking. Nothing wrong with a lurk. I lurk sometimes, you know. I go into a live, I make a few comments, but I usually work and lurk so that you can do it. Always talking to yourself. It's the only adult conversation you get. That's what I always used to say. When I used to say I like talking to myself, it's the only time I get a sensible reply. But yeah, we all talk to ourselves, really, don't we? I mean, it used to be a thing that nobody would admit to, but I wander around the house babbling away, like talking to the non-existent person, you know, and the cat. Talk to the cat, not that, and she just stares away from me. She had a bit of a whinge at me earlier because I put her out. I thought all she does is sit there looking at the wall in the bathroom. She doesn't do anything anymore apart from occasionally wander into the kitchen and meow for food. That's it. So I thought, come on, we're going out. So while I went up the Yana van, I put her outside. And when I got out to come back in the house, I thought, I'll call her. She didn't turn up. So I thought, oh, I bet she's under the decking. And I went in and I'd sorted out the washing. And while I was getting it out of the machine, I opened the door and she flew in. And she had a bit of the ump with me. She was like, I'm not going to look at you. You've upset me. You haven't worked on that blanket in a long time either. You have the same yarn but with black for accent. It's almost black. It is very, very dark. It's midnight blue. But if it really does look black, and if I look at I can't even get it to look navy blue. It's so dark. It's called Oxford blue, but it's so dark. You remember that? It was kind of spooky. There will be yeah. So you can always, you've got to do it with me. You've got to do, if I'm doing mine, you've got to be doing yours. Nearly there, look at that. Oh, then I've got to start dinner. I don't know. I was going to do the Ninja 9-in-1 thing. I've had that. Well, how long have I lived here? I've probably had it for a good April, probably 3 years. Maybe it is already 3 years. Because it's got to be 3 or 2. Probably, well, hang on. I got it before lockdowns and all of that. So, however long it's been. And I've not used it once. And I blame Gary in a way because it was in a big box. And this isn't a very big house. And he thought that box is too cumbersome and he took it out. And then lost all the bits. So for the longest time, I didn't use it because of that. And I already have an active fry air fryer. So I didn't really... And I have a crock pot. So that's 2 of the main functions of it. And I kept sort of saying, oh, I'm going to get that thing out. I'm going to get that thing out and learn how to use it. I downloaded a book that told me how to do it and everything. So I was actually going to make my first thing in it this afternoon. But it involves a little bit of pressure cooking. And that, you know, fills me with a little bit of dread. I've got to do it. You know, I've got to stop being such a wimp. You're not keen on dark yarn? I don't mind, as long as I've got good light. And if I don't have good light, there's always this. You know, there's always the old neck light thing. But as long as I've got a good daylight, dark yarn's not a problem. I have, since I had my eyes lasered, because I had laser eye surgery a long while ago now. But there's 2 things that it did. It meant that my close-up vision wasn't as good as it used to be because it compensated my eyes, you know, corrected them. And I had a good compensation for my poor distance vision of having good close-up vision, and I lost that compensation. So it did that, but it also meant that I like good contrast, and especially when reading. So if I can still read small writing, as long as it's maybe black on a white background. When they do blue on a light blue background, or sort of yellow writing on a red background, stupid stuff like that. You know, when they kind of do get a bit too creative with their text, I can't read it unless I have a spotlight on it. If I quite often, sometimes I have to pop on some reading glasses, and I just buy these Poundland ones. You know, these are the oldest pair I've got, my favourites, to be honest with you. None of the others are as good as those. There's a couple that I like, but it's only 3. The others are all a bit too strong, I think, for me. I kind of just pick them up and look at the pack and think, yeah, that one's okay, and then start wearing them and they give me a headache. So yeah, but if I've good lighting, don't really need them. Trying to find that blanket tutorial on the phone. Can't scroll up further. So with this one, can one of my mods again put up the blanket tutorial? I will be forever in your debt. Thank you very much. Nearly at the end. Nearly at the end of another round. So has any of you got one of those 9-in-1 Ninja Foodie Max things? My sister's got a 15-in-1 because hers is newer. But and she's uses it all the time. But you can do just about anything in them. And Gary's brother got a new one. It's more of a one with drawers now that he's got. And his son bought one that's like a little oven. So I've got my eye on those. I have. But I need to get to grips with this thing first. But they do look pretty cool, the others, I must say. They do indeed. So, yeah, I think it is the way forward. So you don't have to have your oven on. I mean, obviously you can't do away with an oven because, you know, when it comes to things like having people over at Christmas and for you guys across the pond Thanksgiving, or you're going to have people over for dinner, it'll be a bit difficult. But when it comes to just stuff for me and Gary, we could probably do a whole roast in just what we've got. And, you know, but then again, I'll be doing a low carb diet, so I'll be eating all that stuff. Just all the yummy meats and veggies. No cheese. Really not looking forward to, because I used to do like cauliflower cheese, and I used to make cloud bread and all those things I can't really do. I'm going to try and make them without those ingredients, but I don't know what they're going to be like. Hello from South Florida, Nancy. Welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. I'm this far away from being finished because I kind of do on my live streams. I'm going to be doing one accent round and one proper round per live stream because it does take quite a long time to get round, especially when you keep stopping. But it does. It takes a fair old bit of time because it's quite big now. I don't even know how big it is. I've not measured it. Maybe I should and see. It's certainly the biggest blanket I've ever made. The one I did for my sister was quite big, but this one, it has to be bigger. It has to be bigger. But I must admit, it's quite nice to work on an easy project, you know. Well, it looks effective, but it's a very easy project. It's just a modern granny, really. Like, I call it a box granny, but some people call it the modern granny. I first did it many moons ago as a baby blanket. I called it my baby box granny, and that's been a very popular tutorial. But And I used B&M yarn for that. I used that subtle kind of rainbow one. Pull out a little bit, not too much because I'm nearly at the end. Lots of vegetable stews and soup. Yeah, sounds good. You've seen the ninjas, but you have an air fryer. That's great. Yeah, me too. That's one of the reasons I don't think I've ever got it out of the box. Well, Gary got it out of the box, but you know what I mean. Never really used it because I already had the air fryer and we already had a slow cooker. But this one does slow cooking. It does pressure cooking. It does roasting and air frying. But it's 9 things. It rehydrates, or is it dehydrates? It does something or other like that. Dehydrates? Yeah, I guess you could say. And makes yogurt. I used to have a yogurt maker many years ago. I used to enjoy making yogurt. Used to do it for the kids, and yeah, they were nice. The yogurts that I used to make. Bit more yarn. But I haven't done it for a very long time. I don't know what happened to my yogurt maker. One of those things that got put into the utility room, then eventually into the garage, then eventually into the loft, and eventually into the bin, probably, as I was saying earlier. Right, I'm back at the start. And I feel a sneeze coming on. It's the yarn, I think. There's fibres. Sorry, guys. Here we are. We have made it all the way to the end. Let's end off. No. Yeah. Snipped. And done. There we go. So this is it now. This is the small end, short end, and this is the long end. Or is it? Let me have a look. No, yeah, that's right. This is the long end. This is the short end. Doesn't seem an awful lot of difference, does it? But it is a rectangle. There's the middle. So obviously it is a rectangle, but not overly different in size. Anyway, thank you for coming and spending some time with me making the blanket. And I'll do it again soon and get on and do another couple of rounds with you. And stay safe, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.